Finally, Friday.
Happy Friday, guys, and welcome to another themed edition. Since we're doing our Radio U Fall fundraiser, we've got some fun clips,
stories.
Some fun stories from our RIOT past.
So here's what we have. Road trip muffin vomit.
I
don't know. Nicky's fear of vomiting.
Yeah.
Nicky's been doing a lot of vomiting. The vomiting that killed Christmas.
That was your story.
That definitely is my story.
That was your holiday memory.
And chunky watermelon surprise.
Oh, no, that was just enough to make. We had a lot of candy like a few minutes ago. We had some leftover Reese's wafer things.
Hey, those are good.
The second you said chunky, just like a roll.
I feel like chunky watermelon. When just saying chunky, it's like, it could be, how I feel after I eat some
then I
Reese's
get shivers. Well, let's just do the podcast. Let's just get through all this throw-up stuff.
Hey, support Radio U and the RIOT's vomit stories.
For this good quality content.
RadioU.com. Click on donate. Make it all possible.
Have a wonderful weekend and a great day.
Bye.
Despite all those cleanses, you keep putting down the plastic and giving money to Taco Bell. When was the last time Radio U made you violently ill? Slide some of that big taco money over to RadioU.com or call 877-2-RADIO-U. It's the Fall Fundraiser.
I told you guys a couple days ago about my Christmas experience, but let me lay it back out for you and let me show you how Doctor Who figures into this. Doctor Who, they had their Christmas special. It's
a BBC British show.
People know, Nikki. They know.
Do you?
I think they do.
If you ever see, like the old school phone booth and like some guy clinging on to it.
That's it.
That's Doctor Who.
Yeah, it is.
Or hear the word TARDIS. That is also Doctor Who.
Just as a side note, it's weird to me how mainstream nerdy things are now. All right?
Is it mainstream?
It kind of is. Like, there are people who have said the words Doctor Who to me that I'm just like, excuse me, what?
Why do you know that word?
And I'll tell you what else really freaks me out on a different note. It also happened on Christmas Day. It weirds me out that there are all these people walking around singing and talking about Les Mis, because I've spent years doing that, but keeping it to myself because nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about. And now people are like, Hugh Jackman as Jean Valjean changed my life. And you're like, what are you talking about? You don't know? What? It blows. It's weird. It's weird. And I'm telling you, if I had been born later, I would have been popular. People would have liked me because now I'm into things that are slightly more mainstream than they were when I liked them.
Yeah, but you have both sides of the coin at least.
What's
at least
that?
You have, Les Mis and then Doctor Who.
I do have a wide variety.
Those are pretty far apart from each other.
Well, here's how they all come together. Les Mis came out on Christmas. The Doctor Who Christmas special airs on Christmas. Christmas morning, I'm at home. I'm sitting there. And, we got all kinds of just people and family and Christmas. We're getting ready for the Christmas brunch that we always have. The family comes in, we eat brunch, and it's great. And we're all sitting there, and all of a sudden, one person is like, I'll be right back, and you hear, Blah! So we're like, it's cool, we'll take a break, and then about an hour later, you hear, Blah!
From someone new.
Oh my gosh, do you guys have any towels? So,
a virus spread and hit hard.
So pretty soon, everybody but me is vomiting everywhere. The brunch, I bought pounds of bacon and all this super rich, amazing food in the fridge. No one's eating it. Mopping up vomit. Presents unwrapped. All right? I've been looking forward to opening presents. No presents. I'm taking care of all these sick people. No one's eating. I'm in the corner, half a peanut butter sandwich and a cookie, and scrubbing every surface with every cleaner known to man. It's not a great Christmas morning. Finally, it's just like, you know what? You guys just need to go home. You need to go home. We're breaking up the party. Christmas is canceled. So I'm sitting there, and I finally decide, I literally thought to myself, well, at least, if nothing else, tonight, I'm gonna get some cookies. I'm gonna make some of this great coffee. Somebody sent me a bag of chocolate macadamia coffee was it macadamia? I don't know, but it was from Hawaii, fresh, and it was It was so good. Some of the best coffee I've ever had. And I brewed that, and that's fine, and everything's going fine.
You're getting ready, sitting down.
I'm sitting down. I'm into it. It's about 10 minutes before it.
Doctor Who Christmas special.
I turn on BBC America, and I'm ready to go. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes till the Christmas special's going on. In the distance, you hear vomiting. But you decide, you know what, I'll clean it up in an hour. I'm going to watch this Doctor Who thing. I'm good.
Because this is for me.
This is my time. You guys have been throwing up all day. This is me time. It's me time. Me and the doctor. So I sit down and I turn it on. And with 5 minutes to go, the cable went out. It went out. No cable. No internet.
Can't even stream it.
Nothing. There's no Doctor Who Christmas special. So the last vestige of Christmas, the last remaining thing that I had become bizarrely excited about. I've been tweeting about it. Anyone else excited? I'm looking forward to it.
You put yourself out there.
I did. I let the universe know that I was looking forward to something, and the universe was like, oh, well, there's one last thing he wants. We'll take that. Let me take that. So with vomit everywhere and unopened Christmas presents under the tree, the cable went out. Bacon uneaten. The only thing that ended up working was the coffee. And to be honest with you, I was so worked up. I don't know if coffee was the best choice. That's probably why I was allowed to have the coffee.
Did you watch it yet, or?
No.
Still not?
Okay, look, here's the deal. I have it. It is in my possession. And I'm planning on either watching it today or tomorrow, which means that my house is either burning down right now or we just have had a catastrophic meltdown on the hard drive on the DVR.
And so you've lost it that way.
So, I mean, it's going to be one of those two things probably. Then again, maybe I'll just sit down and watch it and it'll be fine. That is also a possibility.
Well, here's the key. Don't say anything. Don't hype it up. Just go watch it as quietly as possible.
We shouldn't have had this talk.
Oh, yeah, no, we should not have.
If Obadiah can completely give up soda, then you can probably give up a few bucks to help Radio U stay on the air. Donate now at RadioU.com. It's The Riot on Radio U's fall fundraiser.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I was reading a friend's status update. Here's what it says. I awoke to chunky watermelon surprise.
So gross. And you're like, is that a sorbet? It's not.
Here's what I thought. I was like, oh, you know, even like Twitter, Facebook, nobody presents messages chronologically anymore. So I thought that perhaps chunky watermelon surprise was like he loves watermelon, and like maybe his wife had made him like a surprise, like, hey, honey, look.
Like you woke up on Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Chunky watermelon surprise.
Nope.
That's not what it was. Apparently someone was throwing up, and he said that he could tell exactly what they had eaten just before bed.
So not what I want to hear. So in the day. Doesn't matter what time of the day is. I don't want to hear that.
Well, I love throw-up stories because I'm sick. You're sick. So, Nikki, tell me your throw-up story. You're saying, like, have you ever been throwing up, like, in your sleep? Because this person
wake up to it?
Woke up throwing up.
Yeah, the one that I remember the most is there's this thing. It's like a 7-layer like a dip sort of thing.
Even I know that Nikki can't eat 7-layer dip.
I can never ever eat it. I get nervous around it at like parties. I don't like it because I was at my grandmother's house when I was really young, and I had that, and I probably had too many sugar cookies. And I had some sort of like flu or whatever. So I remember
sugar cookies and 7-layer dip.
It was a wicked combination.
Put that down in the ninja.
That's why it's like I remember that feeling and the after effects of it. But I remember waking up almost like a possessed sort of thing where you wake up and my head wasn't spinning, but it was just I threw up everywhere in the bed, and then I threw up on the way to the bathroom. The whole hallway, and my mom, like, I think that's just the best, not for like them, but like for you, like your mom loves you enough to clean up after you. Because it was so bad. Like, you should probably change the carpet bad. Well, your mom just has to do that.
I don't think about this. I don't think it's that your mom loves you so much that she has to clean up after you.
And she
I think
lives with you. Yes, she has to clean that up.
The very carpet that you're throwing up all over is the carpet that she's going to have to walk on the next day.
That was the main walkway, carpet to go downstairs, and I was so sick that time. So, yeah, that's the only time I remember, like, waking up. Otherwise, just the normal stuff.
I'm not saying your mom doesn't love you. I know she does, but there's also self-preservation involved in a situation like that. Like, well, we have to do this.
I just remember waking up going, I think I'm sick. I think I don't feel good. And now we, again, can't have ever a 7-layer dip. Any layers. I don't even like, what's the trifles or whatever? I get nervous around layers. And then the sugar cookie stuff.
See, I wasn't a big vomiter. My stepbrother, on the other hand, like every other night, just always throwing
weak stomach.
up. Like, I just always throwing up. It was like this constant stream of throwing up.
You're like, are you doing this for attention? What are you doing?
No, but he was a night thrower-upper. It was just like we'd be asleep and then there we go again. They wake me when it's over.
As long as it's not on me, it's
just
fine.
Don't get. That's exactly right. Don't get it on me. But no, I only remember throwing up at night one time, and I remember waking up, and I can still remember the imagery of waking up and doing like almost like a push-up, and then like taking. My big concern was that my stuffed animal would get hurt, so I remember flinging it as far as I could, and then throwing up all over my bed.
But then you have
Chunky
that panic.
Watermelon surprise.
You have that panic where you're like, just keep it on the bed. Like, don't throw up anywhere. Like the one time I was going to throw up in the car, and I was debating whether to empty my purse out, like just to throw up in my purse or what.
That was the fare.
Yes, it was the fare, but I was driving my
You were
mom's
driving
car.
your mom's car.
So I didn't want to throw up in her
You'd
car.
be back to throwing up on something of your mom's. Like, hey, Mom, could you come out and clean the car? I threw up all over the carpet. She's like, again? I thought I was done with this.
Oh, just memories,
Stop throwing up on Mom's carpet, okay?
I very rarely throw up, but those are the ones that just come to memory with it.
They get you. I want you guys to know the stuffed animal's alive and well and may still be near me. Not right now, but, at home when no one's looking.
Still have it somewhere.
Could be.
That's great. You just stick him in a box?
No.
Just teasing.
He's sitting out in a chair.
Oh, okay. That's
He's
fine.
got a place. He's probably playing my Xbox right now.
If Radio U doesn't get fully funded, then Obadiah will just be yelling in an empty room alone and not getting paid for it.
Hey, can anyone hear me? Hello?
The Riot on Radio U.
In case you missed it, yesterday Nicky was out, but she is back.
We're back for how long we last today. At least during the show, we're good.
It sounded to me like you had the kind of sick where you don't enjoy it.
No, it wasn't fun. It's not fun. It's the one where you get up and there's this bug going around with everybody, and I'm not going to lay blame as to who.
That's all right. We already
passed
blamed
that
it.
around, but
we actually, Nick and I were speculating yesterday. They had their first case of bubonic plague of the whole year pop up in New Mexico.
I don't know if I feel like it was that.
Okay, well, we were speculating that it could be that the second case had also been reported coming from, I don't know, somewhere in vicinity of the studio.
Are you going to turn me into the Center for Disease Control, CDC?
Yeah. They can come in those yellow suits and take care of you.
You're like, I swear, I think it's just a virus. I swear.
I'm all right. Sure you are.
See,
right this
I'm
way.
good. I can stand up.
And we have to burn everything you touch.
You just don't feel good, and you might get sick, ill. But then you feel better, and then you feel worse, and then you feel really worse, and then you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So you kind of just flip-flop back and forth.
And then you have that moment where you're like, I'm fine, I'll just get, no, like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, I'm not better. Okay, I'm not. I'm not better. Fine.
It's worse when you get that confidence. You're like, I'm getting up. And I felt like that in the afternoon. I'm just tired of just laying around and not even sleeping. Like, you feel so sick you can't even sleep. You're just laying in bed going,
Yeah.
And it just got old, and then I got up and I'm like, no, we're going back down.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you didn't feel good. I would say, did you get to watch anything? But you did, but it was the all white channel, a porcelain-like views from the lake kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just not the same. That's a bummer.
And I hate that. I cry. I cry.
You know what Alicia does too?
I'm a
it's
crier.
Like, what I think's hilarious is that if she thinks she's going to throw up, the 30 to 40 minutes leading up to it, she's kind of crying.
It's
she's
worse.
All this kind of
it's
stuff.
coming.
Yeah, and I'm just like, Man, stick your finger down your throat. Let's get this thing over with. Look, it'll save you 40 minutes of crying.
Do you know what my biggest fear is, though? That I won't be able to stop. Like, that's my worst fear. So is this, especially if it's prolonged throwing up, you're just like, that's it. I'm never going to stop. I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life. I'm going to be the throw-up person. And so you just have this horrible, horrible fear.
But what about when you're empty?
And you have empty, and
you have nothing else to give.
And then it's just dry, and it's water.
Yeah, what? Okay, what is with the dry heaves? What is that? Like, your body's like, and it's like, hey, look, we're done here. We're done. We have nothing left at all. Like, who came up with that idea?
I have no idea, but it does not go well.
Well, all right. I'm glad you're feeling better today. I'm sorry that you were sick yesterday. And I'm also glad that it was not the plague as we had speculated.
Nor was it you. He makes me sick.
No. It was definitely something else.
You don't want to spend your entire life not knowing what it's like to wear a Radio U beanie. Learn the easy way by becoming a Team Radio U starter and giving $12.50 a month during the fall fundraiser. We'll send you a beanie, and you can experience the satisfaction of knowing it's the fall fundraiser on Radio U.
Now, let's talk about some of the things that happened during Unleash the Music. Nicky and I are in this room for a lot of hours every day, and there's a lot of talking that goes on.
Crying, talking,
screaming.
laughing.
I do believe that we get slightly oxygen deprived from the talking. I really think that happens because it combined with the lack of oxygen and all the talking, things that should have stayed in begin coming out. And at one point, during a song, Nicky's like, I'm afraid of vomiting, okay?
No. I felt like I was going to throw up because we talked so much that
that's what it was.
I put it in I put in our message saying I just put in the little throw up guy, the emoticon, like the one that the smiley face is like, wah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Nicky, explain to everybody
you don't
because
feel like this? I guess I always thought everybody else is like this too. If I throw up, I'm a crier.
Yeah. Well, so does the crying start before the vomit?
The crying starts when you just know that.
Yeah,
you know that it's going to happen. Like, you feel panicky because you know that you're going to feel better once it's over with, but you don't want to have it happen, and you're afraid of when is it going to happen, but you know it's coming soon. That moment of uncertainty. And I know everybody has that.
Alicia, what is going to throw up? She cries first.
Yeah, you're like,
and then
I know it's
she
coming.
She goes in and lays on the floor in the bathroom and cries.
Yeah.
Now, I lay in my bed with my head buried in the pillow, and I cried too. But that's because I'm laughing.
No, a lot of times I'll go to the bathroom because I figured if I'm closer to it, it's going to make me want to throw up quicker. So then I'm done with it.
Right. Okay, that's a good sign.
But one of my fears that makes me more upset is the fear that you cannot stop throwing up. So if you throw up, usually by the first time, okay. When I throw up a second time, like if it's in succession,
yes,
like you just keep going, by the second throw up, I am usually convinced I will not stop throw up.
So, do you become very afraid?
I really do, because I'll be like, that brings the crying more, and I'll be like, oh gosh, because, you just keep thinking, I'm going to have to go to the hospital, and I'm going to be the one that goes in carrying a bucket, and like, well, she's been throwing up for the last hour and a half, can't stop her.
Well, eventually you run out of stuff.
No, then you just do the water and the dries, the things your body really needs, it'll start throwing that up.
Yeah, okay.
I always get really afraid.
Really?
That I just can't stop.
See, I've never, no, I haven't.
Yes, panicky. And then eventually, by 3 or 4 times, you're done.
Yeah.
And then you feel better. And you're like, then you just go lay in bed.
I'm really appreciative of the crying that goes on. And you know what? Maybe if I was afraid I wouldn't stop, I'd cry too. Like that never.
I cry and sometimes my nose.
That never occurred to me.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop.
Oh, yeah, no. I can't be the only one who thinks that. It's just this moment of panic where, how sick am I?
You don't know?
Yeah.
So before you throw up, you don't know if it's just something you ate or if you're actually sick?
Yeah, like, is this going to be the flu? Is this throw up opening a door for like a week long?
Well, that's a good point, because the vomit door is a door that definitely opens and closes. And once it gets open, it does not, unless it closes immediately, it's open for a while.
Yeah.
That's really true.
Yeah. So that's but I don't get sick too often like that. I'll feel like it, but again, will it actually happen? That's one thing.
Yeah. I just am constantly brought back to this one incident where I want to go in and help Alicia because, she's sick, but I'm trying not to laugh.
Comfort, yeah.
Here's
Hold
what's
the
funny.
hair back.
Here's what's funny. She's like, it's okay. She thinks that I'm, like bothered. Like I'm going to sympathy vomit or something because she's sick or whatever. That's not it. I'm afraid. See, Nicky, I'm afraid too, but I'm not afraid of the vomit. I'm afraid that I'm going to get in trouble because I'm laughing at her throwing up. Because the whole thing,
can't handle it.
The moaning, the crying, the like the pre-vomit burps that usually come, all that stuff is really funny to me. So. Hey, I do have this for you up in a couple of minutes. Nicky, I found an article over the weekend that was how to freshen up after a vomit.
Besides gum and brushing your teeth?
Yeah. It was
there's
like
more.
ideas. And in fact, stuff there was one in particular that I never, ever thought of that was good. So how to freshen up after a good vomit. That's coming up.
What you really wanted to learn this morning, right?
Oh, yeah. It's the riot.
Ever wish you could give the world a song? When you give to Radio U during the fall fundraiser, that's exactly what you're doing. Donate now by calling 877-2-RADIO-U or go to RadioU.com. No commercials ever. Radio U.
Had a good weekend. Took a road trip. Went with friends to see friends.
Aw, that's nice.
That's a good way to roll, right?
It is.
So Friday night, everything went great. Saturday went great. Spent, the weekend with friends was great. So Sunday, got up early to come back, and there was muffins. Someone made muffins, which was great. It was like, hey, we'll eat these. It was not what I was going to do for breakfast, but there were muffins. So pile in the car, way back. My turn to drive. We're driving back. I'm doing great, by the way. I'm an amazing driver. I've got my driving gloves on, the hat, sunglasses.
Hands positioned correctly on the wheel.
The Radio U Christmas channel playing ever so slightly in the background.
Well, then what's the problem?
Well, we get to one of the busiest freeway interchanges possible, and then a person in the back seat goes, pull over right now. I'm going to be sick.
The muffins.
Pull over right now. And it's like... Oh.
Similar to the swear to me sort of vocal tone.
Batman voice. So, okay. Now, then I hear them... all I can say is I'm really glad for the person whose car it was that in that back seat there was, in fact, a trash can because...
This might be a life lesson to keep one in there.
You should have a bucket in your car at all times.
Or like a trash bag or something you can use.
Yeah, just whatever. Because they began throwing up, and I pulled over. Now, here's the thing, is that you have to remember that I suffer a strange affliction.
And that is diagnosable, but it's a bad thing.
When someone's throwing up, I'm laughing about it.
That's how he copes.
I want you to know something, that you guys would all be so proud of me, all right?
You didn't laugh?
Mm-hmm. Let's build here, shall we? I completely kept it under control. This person is in the back seat just
muffin away.
Really letting it go. And then, I'm not laughing. I'm in the front seat concentrating. All right? I'm not laughing. I'm thinking about war and pestilence and famine and all the things in the world that aren't funny. And then this person did something that caught me so off guard that I lost all control in the middle of the throwing.
See? This is what he does.
In the middle of the throwing, they just go, it tastes like muffins.
Oh, gross! Oh, gross. That's awful.
I just hear, it tastes like muffins.
And I bet you just lost it. Completely lost it.
Absolutely lost all control.
I bet you did. And no one would expect you to be able to control during that.
I couldn't help it. I was trying to. I was trying so hard. I was laughing. I was sobbing with laughter with my mouth closed. I mean, anything I could think of until finally. Then I started coughing. like trying to do anything I could do to cover up this.
Laughing at the person.
Yes. If the rest of us had muffins, we were fine.
So maybe it was muffin / car sickness?
I guess so. But again,
I think the lesson here is twofold. One, always make sure you have a trash can in your car because you never know when that trash can is going to become something else. And two, if you have to throw up, go with the muffins.
There you go. It's not so bad.
You know how gross it tastes to throw up? Apparently, they're doing flavored vomit now. Like, who knew?
Let me hear you one more time. The pull over.
Pull over. I'm going to be sick. Tastes like muffins.
Aww. Just, no one would expect you to be able to keep it together.
I couldn't. I wanted to. I wanted to be able to hold it together. But that was a sneak attack. That was unfair.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at radiou.com/donate.